Where do we go with episode 7 for She-Hulk? I don't have a single idea. I think a lot has happened, which is almost nothing from the beginning of the season till now, and there's only an episode or two left, and everyone's just kind of waiting for Daredevil to come out that they showed a couple episodes ago at an end of an episode. With this episode, I think She-Hulk kind of showed their flaws in writing, and what I mean by that is She-Hulk won, Female Lawyer of the Year. First off, I'm trying to figure out why, right? Because she hasn't done anything but the Abomination at the beginning of the season. Every other case that was put into her lap was pretty much given off, and because she was off busy doing other things, and then those cases were won for her. So I believe the other lawyers should have won. It's not so much a boost of morale. I just don't see exactly what she has done, nor have they showed anything. It could have been a little bit more appealing is if she would have defended either some kind of hero or some kind of villain from going to jail and won a case, and just be in the courtroom, because it's She-Hulk, attorney at law, and you just don't see the attorney at law. The show has made it very clear that they don't want Jen as a lawyer. Period. Drop in the bucket. Who knows how Jen was at before she was She-Hulk. It seemed that she was a lot more happier, or she ignored a lot of what she was doing because she focused a lot heavier on work instead of personal relationships anyways. And it seems that when she became She-Hulk in the public eye, she just kind of fell into it and then kind of got lost within that mass of, hey, as She-Hulk, I gain all this attention. As Jen, I can just be my lawyer self and then kind of coast through life as I want. But, that's technically not the case. And in this episode, you kind of deal with all of that. But I also get the feeling that it's not okay to be a woman and feel, anger toward a man who had a group of men come and attack you in the middle of the night. But at the same exact time, where I guess this is where the writers also mess up, is that Jen or She-Hulk just kind of brushed it off and said, hey, you know what? I feel safe that I could wear headphones and walk in the middle of the night in the back of an alley and be perfectly okay. Or, I could just be by myself and be okay. I'm no longer afraid because I am She-Hulk. That is great, but I just didn't understand her anger or resentment in episode 7 when she literally ignored it the whole entire time. On top of that, she was also told that there is a whole entire website literally dedicated to how much they hate her and want her dead for the most part. So she's ignoring everything that's on the negative side and is just caring about, trying to be in a relationship. So of course, the man that she finds that she wants to be in a relationship with ends up using her anyways, which makes it show that men just want to use women and want nothing on a positive note for them. As I said, though, in my last video, if you did watch it, that he's a person that you're going to keep an eye out for because he was just too good to be true, to be honest. On the positive end, though, where I kind of did like where the episode was kind of going, like when they, in the beginning, where they showed like the dating scene and them, going to her house or going out to eat. I kind of liked that whole entire aspect. That kind of flowed very nice for me. And, the music wasn't too bad when she was looking for her phone. So pretty much I just felt like it was a little overdone. They probably could have cut a lot of that out and focus more on the one-on-one. But I also believe I'm going to diverge a little bit from She-Hulk and focus on Abomination a little bit. I think it was a setup for Bull to destroy the car. For the simple fact is, I think Abomination really wanted Jen to pay attention to what he created. And I'm just trying to figure out where he got the money to do all that. But either way, we're just going to let that go. But with Abomination setting up everything to show that, hey, you know what? I don't need to be Abomination. I am a peaceful therapist. We're working on ourselves. We have a beautiful, peaceful place. We're separated. We have no internet. So there's nothing to really disturb us here. Let our parole board know so that way, maybe they can lighten my sentence or get this anklet off of me, which that I can definitely see as an evil start to a wonderful plan of taking over the world in a peaceful way, I guess. The second thing with Abomination, though, was where are his wives, supposedly? Where are these groupie women that really wanted him? They are not there. Did they not want to pay them? Did they just kind of remove them? I mean, what exactly happened to Abomination's wives? That was the one thing I started paying attention to, because when I was watching the show, I was kind of bored of Jen looking for her phone, trying to find a connection, and then coming to this realization that Jen needs to just be Jen because we want to see Jen. I mean, in the beginning, if you really did see, we saw Jen in the beginning. She was being herself, going on dates. Yes, she got dropped, but that, not all men are good, and they don't all want good things, right? Um, so it's kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of refreshing that, she's accepting Jen a little bit more compared to what she was doing before. And also it's kind of good that, hopefully She-Hulk and Jen, though they don't have a split personality and it's one person, that they can kind of coincide to become like, hey, if you're going to date me, I'm Jen and She-Hulk. You're going to get not one or the other, but both. And hopefully we can find a person that will make her happy, and then she can move on to doing what, being a lawyer and focusing on that. And then at the same exact time, she can, go and fight crime if she wants to eventually fight crime, because I don't think she has a choice at this point in time. But now focusing on this date at the very end of the episode, where they kind of show, like, the flashback of 3 days before of, hey, I'm taking a creepy picture of you, I drew your blood. I'm just trying to figure out, when the hell did you draw her blood? At what point in time were you able to take a needle while she was sleeping, stick it in her skin, and withdraw blood? How is she not going to wake up? Or did you drug her? A person who would happen to feel being drugged, turn into She-Hulk, and it would just happen to disappear within a second. Or, maybe she didn't even have to turn to She-Hulk 100% for the most part. I'm just trying to figure it out. But either way, it happened, and he's a creep, disappeared, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be back in like an episode or two, or maybe next season if they happen to draw one. But yeah, everyone's kind of waiting for Daredevil at the end. What did you think? Did you see it? Did you like it? What was the probably most exciting part of the whole entire episode for you? Was it the steaming yurt at one point in time for peace and happiness and getting that giddy dance? That was, kind of okay. I wish the bowl kind of would have destroyed the Prius a little bit more. And as a lawyer driving a Prius, I mean, granted, gas mileage is amazing, but if you're a successful lawyer, I've never really known too many lawyers driving Priuses like that. But either way, that was kind of fun. The Matador thing, the probably coolest thing is, I didn't care about the explanation. I really loved the the electric sword. I thought that was pretty cool. That is the closest thing to a lightsaber you can get in a fictional world, and I wonder how strong it is. But and don't forget the vampire, who might not be a vampire because he was shown during the day, but I have an excuse. Maybe he had on a decent amount of makeup that would allow him into the sun and therefore not to be harmed. But he might end up having some kind of power, or might be a genius, kind of similar to, a super genius. I mean, who knows what happens with this vampire? I kind of hope he comes back, because he seems kind of cool. Everybody else, Porcupine, and I was like, kind of whatever. But it's great. Fun episode. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget, most importantly, don't forget to kick up and not down. I'll see you the next time I post. Peace.